are good things going on in the black community.
Right.
We will say this. But Majic Johnson gave like $7 million to fund the Black Youth Program in Chicago. And that's kind of near and dear to me because I am a native of Chicago, residing here in Atlanta now, and they need it. You know, I would say every black neighborhood needs something for the youth. Because the youth nowadays have nothing to do. And, that's the reason why there's so much senseless violence. They get caught up in gangs. And it just caught into things that they shouldn't be doing because they have nothing to do.
Right.
And, giving into funding stuff like that for the youth to get jobs or whatever, it's such a tremendously great thing.
Right. You got to keep the youth busy.
You definitely have to keep them busy.
When you're that young, your mind is just trying to figure out
what they say.
What an idle mind is the devil's workshop.
And because you can think about all kinds of stuff.
Exactly. And those minds are, feeling for some guidance, so they need the right guidance.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
They need guidance, so they need somebody leading the way for them.
Exactly.
They need some big brothers, big sisters. Because a lot of the black youth, they don't have fathers at home. For the young men as well as the women, they don't have these. They don't have baby big brothers that's doing right.
Or things are just so rough at home that they have to leave home.
Right.
So you got to give them a place to go to besides home.
They need
Sometimes home isn't a good place for them.
Exactly. They need a biased outlet, to talk to.
Right. So shout out to Majic Johnson.
Shout out to Majic Johnson for that, y'all. So also Beyonce, Queen Bee. Oh, Beyonce. Oh, hell, Beyonce. But yeah, Beyonce built a homeless shelter in her native homeland of Houston, which is another great thing. I'll
shout out to B. People always say Beyonce don't do nothing
for the black community, and look what she's done.
And I always say you never know what these people do behind closed doors.
You don't. Just because everything is not televised doesn't mean they're not doing anything.
Right. So shout out
to Beyonce in that. Also, it kind of reminds us that we talked about a couple of weeks ago that that Los Angeles actually put out a state of emergency for their homeless, so they're going to put like $100 million into helping the homeless get out the street there. So it's shout out to the people who's helping the homeless people wherever they are.
Right. Shout out to B and Majic Johnson for
just
doing your part as a person who's that as people who are that wealthy, giving back, doing your part. Your part is to give back and help those who are less fortunate. Like you have to return, even if you never ever become super wealthy, you still have to give back. We all have to give back in some kind of way. The only way we're going to continue to grow is to give back and help pull those people up. So, shout out to giving back.
Also, Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe?
Another Chicagoan.
Chicago.
But Lupe Fiasco launches a nonprofit organization to help entrepreneurs turn their ideas into startups. So, which is another great thing because a lot of people don't have the capital or the funding to start up their business what they want to do.
It takes a lot to start a business, and you won't always get approved for those loans too, those small businesses.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's a really good thing because it takes a lot to start a business.
It takes a whole lot.
And you lose money before you make money.
Yes, you definitely lose way more money than you ever make.
You might not make money for a while. So
a long while.
So it takes a lot to start a business. It takes a lot to keep a business.
It takes a whole lot.
Yeah, so shout out to Lupe for that.
Shout out to Lupe. We have a lot of good topics today, like a lot of good, and what's trending.
Right.
It's not always about the negative or, the bad thing. But unfortunately, y'all, we do have something that's kind of negative also. It's a cop in North Carolina. Was it North Carolina? It was in South Carolina, who's, I'm sure everybody's seen the viral video now. He slammed the girl to the ground. And, there's a lot of different talks about the situation. Some people saying, well, she should just comply to the police and then that would happen. And then, of course, he used excessive force. I personally seen the video. I'm going to say this. The young lady should have just gotten up. I'm going to say that first. But there is no way in the world that police should have handled her the way that he did. First of all, she's a girl, a teenage young girl, for one.
And they were in class.
And
with the other kids.
She's totally embarrassed now. But on top of that, like he literally flipped the desk over with her in it, then yanked her out and basically flung her like a piece of tissue.
Right, that was horrible.
That was ridiculous. And I was so upset. I was pissed off. I'm like, whoever the family is. They need to sue everything. But again, everything could have been avoided if she would have just.
But at the same time, there's so many things that can be avoided if you do X, Y, Z. What these police officers need, they just need better training.
Exactly. That's what I said again.
Like, what's your protocol?
I don't agree at all with the way he handled her.
Like, you handled her like you was breaking up a fight.
No, he handled her like he was in a wrestling match.
Right. Like, she was.
I thought I was watching WWE.
And whatever happened to calling someone's parents? Whatever happened to the teacher can't handle that? Oh, you don't want to get up? Okay, stay there. You'll stay there all day. Fine. You suspended.
But you got to think about this, Sean. Honestly, a lot of things don't work for all children. A lot of these kids are very disrespectful. They fight the teachers and everything. I'm not saying that this is what this young lady did, but apparently she was being disrespectful.
Right.
For that, they got that part.
She wasn't being so disrespectful until she had to get pulled and thrown around the classroom.
You don't know that. You wasn't there.
There's nothing she could have said that would have made any police officer that will justify what he did.
No, I'm not. They get me wrong. I'm not justifying it at all. Again, do I think he should have handled that a better way? Yes. Because at the end of the day, if that was me, I put myself in that situation. I would not want no police officer yanking on me.
What if it was your daughter?
I would have a problem with I said I have a problem with it now.
Right.
And that's not my daughter or my sister.
Right.
I have a problem with the way he handled that situation. If he was going to restrain her, he could have tugged on her.
Like, there's a way you can get her.
Naturally flip the whole damn desk with her in it and then practically yank and throw her.
Yeah, like,
that was ridiculous.
That's crazy.
That was ridiculous. Again, had the girl probably not acting up, she would have got to a situation, but yet the police need to handle people better.
Right. They need better.
There are so many situations where people who quote unquote did not comply, or who have complied to the police, and they still slammed them to the ground.
Right.
And stuff. And
there's so many situations with people who were much more dangerous, who had guns, who had knives, and didn't get slumped to the ground.
At all.
Probably didn't even get arrested.
At all.
Didn't face any type of punishment.
At all. And again, like I said, you did mention something earlier. Call his parents.
Right.
Call the parents.
Like, what's protocol for that?
Okay, where's security? First of all, security couldn't help it. Y'all would have
Well, maybe it was campus security. But that still doesn't make it right.
Not the way that was handled.
Right. But when I was in high school, our campus security, they were officers.
Officers.
Yeah, so I guess that's why the policeman was there, but still, like...
Yo, that was like he was doing WWE. I swear, I thought I was watching.
And do you think the teacher should feel some type of way because of what happened?
Yes.
Right.
Because what happened to the strong teachers? They just would be like, snatch you back your
right.
collar and snatch you up out the room.
The teachers used to handle us back in school.
Man.
You wouldn't want to fight those
But
teachers.
Again, you can't do that because then you'll have the parents all in your face all the time. Blah, 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 my kid did.
That's true. That's true.
And then you try to fight the teacher. Yo, put your hand on my child.
There was a time when people would appreciate that teacher who would take extra care of you. You know what I'm saying? That would make sure you don't get out of the way.
Right, but now they don't really care. It's really sad that we live in a generation where the kids are extremely disrespectful to adults, as well as now the police have to get involved, and the police are... it's just so much police brutality. Again, Black Lives Matter. Here we go with that. So, it's unfortunate that happened. I hope that the parents of this child go with the lawsuit and whatever. I hope the police officer, if not lose his job, needs to be suspended without
that. The thing about that is these road policemen lose their job and they just go to the next county. They go to the next agency.
Yeah, but see, they need to have it where you're not a police officer ever again.
Right. Like, lose your...
You cannot be in law enforcement, period.
Lose your privilege.
Right.
Yeah.
That needs to be gone.
Right.
But anyway, on to other news.
Lose your police license, I guess.
Right. Exactly. Like, they can't be a law enforcement anyway.
Right.
Okay, speaking in the lane with police enforcement and that, Bobby Shmurda is currently locked up, and people are blaming his record label for not bailing him out.
Right. How do you feel about that?
At the end of the day, the record label didn't get you in trouble, so I don't feel like they have to bail you out of jail.
Well, some people are making some good, points. They're saying that, they're endorsing this kind of behavior. They're backing it. They backed him making the song and acting a fool and having the guns and being a hot nigga, you know what I'm saying? endorsed that. So these are the consequences of being what he endorsed and what y'all endorsed. That's what they're saying. So why can't
See, this
y'all?
is when the song and the streets mix,
Exactly.
and ish get real. Yeah, we want you to sell the thug persona and the drug dealer persona, but we don't want you to do it in real life. But see, because when it comes down to real life, when you get locked up or you got murdered or whatever that have you, we're not paying for anything. We only need you to make money off of you.
Well, why endorse that behavior anyway if you don't want to be responsible?
Because it takes a personal responsibility to say, hey, no, I'm not making this kind of thing.
And it does. I'm not saying Bobby Smurda is totally off the hook, but I'm just saying, like, I think that is a good point, though, of record labels endorsing this type of behavior. Then when you get in trouble for it, you're just like, oh, okay, well, bye.
Yeah, because it's not their responsibility. It's like, okay, you just want to be rapping about the life you used to live, quote unquote, not still be living the life.
Young. He's
very young.
Well, he just turned 20.
He's very young. That's 20 years old is young.
Right. Exactly. And then some people made the point, well, Dame Dash said that he said if it was his artist, he would bail him out of jail because, he had a more personal relationship with his artist. Everybody's not like that. Not all record execs are the same.
And there it is.
Yeah.
A lot of these record executives don't care about these
They don't
artists.
care. Like, Dame Dash, he had the relationship with Beanie Siegel and with Freeway and with State Property and with all those guys, and they got in trouble. He was there for them. He bailed them out. He had their back. Versus Bobby Smurda, and they're blaming L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid and Dame Dash are two different guys.
And he don't know him personally. You're just signed to the record label, and I'm hiring you to do a job,
right? And
you need to do that job, and that's it. So what you do in your personal life has nothing to do with me, and that's basically how L.A. Reid feels.
Right.
Or the record label in general.
And that's how record labels are now. It's like they don't want to be responsible for anything you do.
Exactly.
They just want to make money off you.
That's it.
That's it. That's a great illustration of that. They're not responsible
for nothing that you do. So that's basically all about the money. It's about me pimping you.
Right.
Because it's all it is. It's a pimp-ho relationship.
Right. And like maybe you said earlier too that had they bailed him out, he could have made the money back already.
Exactly.
The shows and stuff.
Y'all could have made your money back on it, man, by putting them out on the road and get money from the show.
Right. And then Dame Dash also said, you don't know how much money they already invested in him. Maybe they capped their budget, Maybe, hey, we already paid you $1 million to get the Hot Nigga song popular. We already paid you $1 million.
Okay, if you're not going to bail him out, at least pay for the man for lawyer.
Right. Help.
Right, in some way.
Right.
But
do y'all part record label?
But again, since we're in the reign of music, Adele released her new song "Hello" as well as her video. How do you think about that, Deshaun? What do you think about Adele's song and video?
You know what? I don't hate Adele. I like Adele. I think she's talented. I really like what she does. I think she has a beautiful voice. I think her lyrics are good. I think she's a great artist. However, I just want to say just to say it. Had Adele been a different complexion, we all know that song would not be that popular. When your music is about marketing, when you're a white artist and you sing like Adele sings, Amy Winehouse, Justin Timberlake, Robin, all these blue-eyed soul singers, you get marketed to like a totally different demographic. You're in places that the Leela James and the Layla Hathaways and even the Jill Scotts, even the Melanie Fionas won't ever be. And I just feel like
so true. And they sing all the same kind of thing.
Right. They sing all even Jasmine Sullivan, who to us was great. We think Jasmine Sullivan's doing great, but Jasmine Sullivan ain't doing nothing compared to Adele.
True.
Even though she's doing her thing, we love Jasmine Sullivan, but
she's actually really doing well. Her songs are really, really climbing.
She's doing really good, but compared to what Adele is doing,
Adele is like on a superstar level.
Yeah, exactly. And I just wish.
Do you think she's on a superstar level because of her white privilege?
Yeah, I think she's talented too. Like I said, I don't want to take anything from her far as her talent, but I feel that when you're talented and you're white, just like Eminem, when you're talented and it helps. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying every white talented person is super famous and super successful, but I think when you have that, I think being white is like that extra thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. It's like because you reach a totally different demographic. Music is about marketing. When you're white, you're marketed to even more people. Like, Adele's going to get played on stations all across the board that other artists aren't going to get played on, and that's the truth. And Eminem was the same way. Eminem got played all across the board.
So with that being said, who's doing that? Is it the label? Is the label make sure they're paying? Not quote unquote paying, but make sure they're getting played on every station in every genre of stations?
I think so. I think it has to be the label. It's the machine behind her. It's the machine behind her.
So who's to blame? Is Adele to blame or the rest of
It's definitely not Adele's fault. Adele's just talented. She's just doing her thing.
She's doing her job.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like if that much of a machine was put behind every artist, you know what I'm saying? It would be, I just think the playing field would be fair. But why would we expect the playing field to be fair?
Because it's not fair.
Because it's not going to be fair.
You know what? It's so funny, y'all, because this ties into something that we're going to talk about later on. You know, the whole thing between us and our other, Caucasian brothers and sisters. So, it's like you said, it's not fair when, let's just say, and I heard them on, I think they said it was on a Breakfast Club. But anyway, how they was talking about how Sam Smith, Stay With Me, had Tank, the artist by the name of Tank, what's the man's name? I forgot his name just as fast. Sam Smith, Stay With Me. Would he have reached the level of success that
the song would have been just as good, but no.
And that's what it takes it from, like you said, when a white artist sings our quote unquote kind of music, sing basically R&B or soul music, how they are celebrated. They be at the top of the charts. They be turned to icons. Versus when
the soul singer does it,
when the soul singer, and they can only sell out like small arenas like the Tabernacle or Center Stage. Right. Versus Adele can come and exactly she'll sell out those arenas. Right.
And then at this point, she's popular now, so now the other stations are kind of gonna they want to play Adele now because Adele is like a hot commodity. So it benefits people to play Adele.
Right.
So much love to Adele. I don't hate her. I think she's great. I don't want this to come off as I hate Adele.
Oh no, let's not get it.
Or I hate Eminem, or I hate any of those artists.
I love music.
Right.
From whatever nationality, who they are. If you got good music, I'm gonna listen. I am actually an Adele fan. I like Adele's music. Her Hello song does sound like something that she has already done. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna put that out there. It does sound like continuation of songs that we heard on.
This is how I feel about it. I think artists have their sound. I remember when people hear my songs, they say, "Oh, all this sounds like." Well, I'll be like, "Well, it's my sound,
Well, that's not an excuse for not making good music.
My music's good.
I didn't say your music wasn't good.
But Adele music is good.
But I don't want to hear the same thing over and over for the whole album.
That's her thing.
I don't want to hear someone like you from beginning to end.
That's what you about to hear on this thing.
No, on 20, this was going to be called 25, but on 21, she had like Rolling in the Deep was kind of a little up tempo. She had then the other one.
It was like two up tempo. It was like 12.
Okay, we'll give it that, but still,
everything else was. It was a great album, but it was a good album. But everything else was, it was slow, and it's nothing wrong with that.
But sometimes you need
a change.
You need those. There's some songs you need to sit and bask in them.
Right. But this is my thing.
You can't bask in future.
Everybody's saying, "Oh, I'm so happy Adele is out. Oh, she's saving music. Oh my God, I need it."
I don't know about saving music. Because there have been artists out this year that I really enjoyed.
There are already artists out for y'all to hear that will be a break from the Futures and from the Migos, even from the Beyonce.
Do you think it's people being lazy and not going to search and broaden their horizon when it comes down to music? So they feel like, when the already named artists are already out, well, when they finally come back out, it's like, oh my God, they're saving music. Oh my God, I'm finally like, oh my God, I got something to listen to.
I think
let me finish. When there were artists that whole year that have put out music that they didn't care two craps about. Who probably got a Grammy-nominated album or just a great album in general that they didn't know what to hear. But okay, as soon as Beyonce, we anticipating the Beyonce album, we're anticipating Rihanna's new album, now Adele's album, or whoever else is going to come out with an album. But their albums get people who may not have the same recognition or the buzz that they have probably have better music than them.
I think that goes back to marketing and the machine that's behind you. When you got a machine behind you, you can make anything.
Yep.
You can do what you want to do.
And see, that's the problem.
Yeah. Because music is about marketing. I can't say that enough. Marketing, marketing, marketing.
So that
marketing.
means money, money,
Yeah.
money,
And the money that goes behind marketing.
because they know how much money they're going to recruit back from you.
Right, exactly. Especially with Adele at this point. Her second album did so well, they already ready to just throw the whole
They already know
thing. They doing
this
everything.
album is going to sell just as much or even more than the last album.
And even if it just sells half, that's still way better than everything else.
True. But I guess it's up to the industry who they want to make famous.
But I mean, if you want to take it, if I could take it kind of to the race debate, if we supported each other in the first place and we really were looking after each other, taking care of each other, we would be searching out black stuff, as far as black artists, as far as black businesses, as far as black everything.
I agree. I think it's our personal responsibility to broaden our horizon.
It is, most definitely. So maybe we should, y'all. That's y'all homework. Go and find you an indie artist. Go and find you an indie artist.
And we play so many on this station.
We play a lot of indie artists.
Maju, what's his name?
Tory
Lanez, right?
Yeah.
He has a song called Say It, and until I was doing this show, I had never heard that song.
Right.
We played it so much.
We broke Tory Lanez.
Now his song is being played on the radio. It's on Pandora. He has a video out for it, and it's popping. It's like, see, well, guess what? Well, we hear it first right here on video radio or what he said show.
Right. We broke Tory Lanez, y'all.
We broke his record. So, y'all, in other music news, Drake released his video for Hotline Bling. We know my co-host Deshaun DeBron is not a big fan of Drake.
That's a lie.
Deshaun is not fan. He doesn't drink the Kool-Aid of Drake. We don't say that.
You can say that.
Let me finish. So Drake put out the video for Hotline Bling, which is really cool. It's a really cool video. It's very corny. It's very like campy. He doesn't take himself too serious in the video, and it has become the meme and gif and remake parody video of the year so far. Like, oh my God, it's like so many different things in this video, and it's just Drake dancing around being goofy. So I mean, I enjoyed it. It's Drake. Drake would do all that and still take your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted. And Drake do got bars.
I mean, Drake is Drake is talented. I give talent credit. I don't care if I don't like you. I like Drake. I don't have a problem with Drake.
Yes, he does.
I don't have a problem with Drake, but
he does.
Drake is good. I like the Hotline Bling video too. I like when the artists is being themselves and just living in their music and having a good time. I like when artists get lost in their own stuff. Like when you just feeling it and you just like, I don't care what you do. And if Drake, if you naturally corny and you do little corny dances, hey, I'm all for that.
Right. It's like, one thing I do like,
instead of trying to be hard and and being somebody, be yourself.
That's one thing that I like about Drake and every other artist who's big. They're being themselves. They're not being anyone else. Drake is not out here trying to pop caps and guns and selling dope and he's just having fun.
Right. I think the rule of being an artist, either you be yourself or you don't let nobody know who you really are. You either be a Drake or you be a Beyonce.
Oh, shit. Catch that.
I mean, I love
it. It is what it is. Or you have the mystique about
you. You have the mystique or you're an open book.
Yep.
If you do something.
You could be Beyonce or you could be Rihanna.
You could be.
Because Beyonce is very mystique and Rihanna's like an open book. She has.
Or Chris Brown. That's an open book.
Or Chris Brown.
That's a wide open book.
We're going to leave Chris Brown alone. He's been doing well. He hasn't gotten in trouble in a while.
Chris Brown has grown a lot, yeah.
And he's a great artist. I love Chris Brown. I am a Chris Brown fan.
Right, so.
He makes good music. And I was going to say, speaking of Chris Brown, Nick Cannon posted a meme on his Instagram, and it had that Chris Brown is the Michael Jackson plus Tupac. Kind of mixed together.
I don't know about that one.
I can mentally small amount see that.
I can't get down with that.
I can.
Why can't you?
Because Chris Brown he's in the lane of especially more so outside of Michael Jackson versus Tupac. Chris Brown is in that lane. You know how people are in the lane of someone they're similar to, or they like. You know how somebody is like almost a pass the torch to.
So he gave Michael Jackson and Tupac torch.
More so Michael Jackson, not Tupac.
Well, I mean,
I think Kendrick Lamar has Tupac's torch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how Chris Brown is Tupac. Because he's outspoken.
Yeah.
He's not conscious enough to be Tupac.
Yeah, it's just more so of his outspoken thug persona, quote unquote.
He doesn't talk about it enough. Like, Chris Brown says some real shit sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not enough real shit between the BS. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But is it because his personal life and his effing up all the time?
Tupac effed up a lot too.
But does it overshadow him being conscious or being a great artist sometimes?
It does. I think had he not done what he did with Rihanna, I think he would have been a lot bigger.
That's the main thing.
You know, and that's unfortunate. But
because that will always haunt his career.
Yeah.
Forever. I think that will always haunt his life, not only his career. But Chris Brown can retire tomorrow. Chris Brown has buku of money. Chris Brown has many investments. We've said them on the what he said show in previous videos, which you can check out on YouTube. So Chris Brown is good when it comes down to money.
Right.
You know, so it ain't about the money anymore. You know, he's gonna make money regardless.
I mean, when great artists don't even think about the money. They think about it, but they're not making.
Right. I think he just, they do it for the
album. Yeah, exactly. At this point, it's because he loves music.
When Chris Brown passed away, they're going to mention the fact that he beat Rihanna.
Okay.
And it's sad.
Right.
And it's a really sad situation that they want to say that. But it's going to be mentioned.
It's going to fall into the grave, literally.
Unfortunate.
Right.
Well, shout out to Chris Brown. We do like you. I'm a big fan of Chris Brown. In other entertainment news of what's trending, they say that Halle Berry filed for divorce again.
Oh, Halle.
Oh, Halle Berry. Halle Berry.
What? No, that's like her third divorce, right?
Yeah.
I think it might be more than that.
Well, I know of two.
David Justice and Eric Benet, right? Did she marry Eric Benet?
Did she get her? Did she get? Oh, she did marry. No, it's like the third. This is the third one then.
Yeah.
Wow. Why Halle Berry can't keep a man?
I don't know.
They say she crazy. I don't know.
Might be. I don't know.
It got to be a combination thing of a lot of things. Because it's like, you cannot keep a husband. Come on now.
I mean, it's not like she's a regular housewife trying to keep a husband, too. You have to keep that in mind. She's Halle Berry. She has a career. She has she's flying all over the world. She's Halle Berry. Like,
right, but come on. Like, I mean, it's
we don't know details. We don't know
details, of course, and I'm not trying to get that. But at the end of the day, this whole housewife thing is so outdated.
Right.
We live in 2015. Like, that is so...
But
nobody's a stay-at-home wife anymore.
I'm not even a housewife, but she's not a normal...
Exactly. She's not like, you know what you're getting with.
Right, so...
She's in the entertainment world. You know what you're getting.
Did she file or did he file?
They say she filed.
So maybe she's over him. Maybe he did something to piss her off.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, it could be her. Or it could be him in this day.
So, you never know.
So we don't know.
Hey, maybe she got to a point where she was like, no, I thought I could do forever, but I can't do forever.
I guess forever don't last long.
Shout
out to Jasmine Summer.
Yeah, so there'll be a million different reasons why people get divorced.
Yeah, that is. And we don't know right now. Because it just, the news just literally broke that she filed. So it doesn't necessarily say they're going to get a divorce even though you filed for a divorce.
Right, exactly. But I just hope...
Because she doesn't have to change her mind.
I just hope they find happiness, whether it's together or apart.
That's true. Because she does have a child with the guy now.
That's the guy she has a child with?
Yeah, she has the little boy with. And she has
from the
daughter from the model guy, which she's having trouble with him.
Yeah, she has
a
really bad history of
boyfriend. That's what I'm saying.
She's had bad relationships with guys. So maybe it is her. Ooh, Halle Berry just look bad on you.
Yeah. So y'all, that's our news and what's trending.
All right.